Here are three ways to deal with your dark side. Number one, just pay attention to it. Know it's there. Read books about it. Take programs on it. Just to have a certain recognition of it is very helpful. It starts to mitigate it, right? A second thing you can do with the dark side is you can use it. You can channel it. I made a program when I was younger called the Killer Instinct program. The Killer Instinct program was about channeling some of the tendencies and dynamics of the dark side, like paranoia, not paranoia writ large, but elements of paranoia, a little bit of anger, having a fear that the competition was getting better than you. Now, of course, you want to counterbalance that with being a good person. You don't want the killer instinct to make you immoral or something, right? That's not what the program was about. It wasn't like, being Machiavellian or anything. That's like taking the dark side too far, in my estimation. If the mafia reads Machiavelli, they read the Bible and Machiavelli, right? Machiavelli, you probably don't want to read that. They're starting to they base their life on that. Another thing you can do with the dark side is take the Jungian approach. You can dive into it. Now, the way I did that for many years was to use a form of automatic writing, automatic visions. Jung called it active imagination. I typically did it with a pen, and you go deep into the unconscious, and there you meet the dark side. And the dark side's made of like the shadow and the id. Like, I use dark side because shadow is a Jungian term. The dark side has the shadow, but it also has Freud's id. It has the anima, the animus, and some other elements in there as well. You meet things other than the dark side in the unconscious as well, but that's like the first thing you confront. Now, if you're going to do that, I tell everyone you should have somebody who's been there before to keep an eye out for you, to keep an eye on you, someone you can talk to. Essentially, you need a Virgil, someone who's been in hell, the same way Dante had a guide through hell. So those are three things you can do with the dark side. Just pay attention to it, study it, investigate it. That helps to mitigate it to a large extent. The second thing you can do is learn to channel it, but you only want to do this at the surface. You don't want to go too deep. This is light work, that killer instinct thing. And then finally, the deep work, to actually go into the unconscious, is something where you should have a guide. You should know what you're doing. You should talk to your therapist. You should tell your friends and family you're about to go into the depths of the unconscious. If I had to add a fourth thing you can do with the unconscious, kind of a bonus, is you can start to transcend it. You can transcend it by letting go of dark side emotions, which I talk about in my How to Let Go program. So anyways, that's kind of how you deal with the dark side. My name's Dylan. Give me a follow.